Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to briefly talk about if it, what do you do when it seems like God is quiet in your life, or what's going on when God is quiet in your life? We're so used to filling our headspace with the voices of other people, with music, with TV, that first of all, we don't even know what being quiet means. But then when God is quiet in our life, we take that and we assume that God is not working. When you're working on something and you're concentrating on it, and people are steady talking at you, isn't that aggravating? Like you're trying to do something, you're working on something, and people act like they don't know that you're working. And so I know that that may be somewhat of a weak analogy, but the thing about it is that when God is quiet, it's for several reasons. First of all, He's trying to teach you to develop your trust in Him. A lot of times we want God to take our hand and hold our hand through every little step of the way, and that's fine. God said He would never leave us or forsake us. He tells us in Isaiah that I will hold you up with my right hand, and I will help you. But at the same time, when will you decide to develop your trust enough in God that He doesn't have to babysit you, and He can take the training wheels off, and He doesn't have to hold your hand and say, okay, let's go this way, let's go that way? If God is quiet in your life, He's trying to observe you and see, okay, does my child trust me? Do they believe that when I say that I'll take care of them, that I will? That's a very hard season to be in. And the thing about it is that when God is quiet, it's because He's observing you, but He's also working. God does not have to say to you, I'm working on your situation, because He's already told you that in the Word. And so your job is to simply believe and trust that He's already doing what He promised He would do. I know that's hard because we're so used to, as humans, needing to see something or needing to have somebody physically there. But if God is quiet in your life right now, this is your time to develop your trust. God is quiet in my life right now, and I'm still getting blessed. I don't hear from God every single day. I don't, God is not reaching out and opening up the clouds and hollering down at me, today this is going to happen, and today I'm going to do that. He doesn't have to do that for me because He's done so much for me already that I know who He is and I believe His promises. And I tell Him every morning, okay, God, even if you don't talk to me this morning, and even if I don't know what you're doing this morning, I believe that you're moving. God don't have to hold my hand. He took the training wheels off. He doesn't have to come down and drop down, open up the heavens and send down an angel for me to know that He's working. There are days where I'm asking God questions and I'm praying and talking, and it's like I'm getting a voicemail. And I don't stop believing that He's on my side just because He doesn't speak to me. Sometimes God will remain silent to see if you do trust Him. He wants to know, do you trust me to do what I said I'm going to do? Do you believe that I'm working? Also, He wants to see how much you've learned. A lot of times, we're so used to moving and doing stuff that we don't just get still for a second and say, okay, I know that I'm struggling. I know that I got bills that need to be paid. I know this or that is going on. But God did say He was going to work it out. And some days I have to say, you know what, God, I don't hear you talking to me. I'm asking you something. You're not answering me. You're sending me the voicemail, but I still know you're working. So when God is quiet in my life, I say, okay, God, you're being silent. That must mean I'm in a test. That must mean I need to grind harder. That must mean I got something I need to learn. So if you're not going to tell me what it is right now, cool, because I still know you're there. So if you're observing me, then it means there is something I need to be doing. There's some work that I need to be putting in. We want God to do everything for us, and then we want to sit back and do nothing. Just because God is abundantly able and just because He can do all things does not mean that you don't have a part. He told you as well that you can do all things through Christ. So that means that when you go to God asking for something, please understand that you have a part. So if God is being quiet, it could be because He's waiting on you to do your part. That's like if we going half on a bill, right? And I done paid my half, and you ain't paid nothing, and you looking at me like, why the lights get turned off? Did you do your part? Did you equally put in the same that I put in to reach the destination point, which was the lights still being on? So you're going to God steady asking for stuff and calling on Him, and He's being quiet because He's like, I want to see if you're going to notice that you're not doing your part, or I want to see if you're going to trust me, even if I don't answer you. Because at the end of the day, what do we want? We all want to be loved. We all want to be trusted. We all want to trust somebody. God wants all the same things. We were made in his image and his likeness. So the same way that we yearn to be able to trust people and we yearn for people to trust us, God wants that too. Because sometimes before he moves on our behalf, he wants to know, do you trust me? Will you trust me through the process? When I do start working for you on the situation, will you trust me even when it looks like I'm not, even when it looks like things are not moving? Will you trust me to do what I said that I would do for you? And so a lot of God being silent is really him observing you and trying to see, okay, do you trust me? Because the thing is that if we're not trusting God through the process, then we're not going to continue to praise him. And then also what we'll do is we'll get what we want, and then we'll stop praising and we'll stop talking and we'll stop coming to God. And that's even if you don't feel him moving, it's your job to simply know that God is there and he's moving. Also, sometimes God is quiet because he's getting ready to absolutely blow your mind. Sometimes we think that God being quiet means that our situation is about to get worse, and the reality is it's about to get better. There have been so many times in my life where I have been so afraid, and I'm like, God, I know you hear me calling you, and I know you see what's going on, and God is not saying anything because he's already worked it out. And if you would be quiet long enough, you could see that he's worked it out. So sometimes it's like God is like, you steady talking, and I done already fixed the situation, and you don't see the solution because you won't be quiet. You steady talking, you steady worrying, you're in a frenzy, and you won't be quiet long enough for the Holy Spirit to tell you what to do to get to the solution that I've already given you. So sometimes we have to take God's silence, and we have to understand, number one, that it doesn't mean he's not working and he's not listening, but that is our opportunity to dig deeper with God and say, you know what, I think that I need to strengthen my faith, because I had a moment like that last week, and I was so frustrated, and I was like, Lord, I'm walking for you, I'm living for you, I'm calling on you, you're not saying nothing, I'm frustrated, I'm dealing with this, I know you see my situation. And then I had to stop myself and say, you know what, God, even if you don't answer me right now, you love me. So I know that I can trust you because you love me, and you've already said you take care of me. You don't have to tell me every day. You don't have to say it every 45 seconds. I know it. So let me just be quiet for a second. And as soon as I got quiet, as soon as I said it, 5 minutes later, the Holy Spirit was able to tell me what I needed to do to get to the solution for the situation I was dealing with. So sometimes God is quiet because he's trying to give you an opportunity to quiet your soul, to calm down, to be quiet, and to hear him. You can't hear him if all you're doing is talking. Sometimes when you're praying, you're saying too much. Prayer doesn't always have to be you talking the whole time. Prayer can be you sitting still and saying, okay, God, I'm gonna sit still for 5 minutes and just be quiet. If you got something you need to tell me, something you need to show me, then I'm gonna give this quiet time to you. And God's voice is a still small voice. So with everything that we have going on, it's not always easy to hear from him. But stop assuming that because God is quiet that he's not working on your situation. Sometimes he's working on your situation, and he ain't got time to be sitting up entertaining you, worrying and being afraid, because he's already told you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to worry. He hasn't given you a spirit of fear. God is not going to keep on telling you the same thing over and over again. If your baby is upset because you done already told your baby they can't have the candy, are you going to keep saying, I told you you can't have it? No, you're going to say, listen, I told you you can't have it. You can lay there and throw a fit if you want to, or you can get up and go in there and play. But I'm not going to keep on saying the same thing over and over again. So sometimes God gives you quiet time to calm yourself down, because he's already told you what he's going to do for you. So that was real quick, and it was on my spirit just because it's something that I kind of dealt with recently. And a lot of people right now are thinking that because God is not speaking, that he's not working. God does not have to be speaking to you, telling you his every move. The Bible says that it is not for you to know the times which the Father has designated and predestined. So God does not have to tell you everything he's doing for you to know he's working. You should be able to trust him enough. You should know him enough by now with everything he's done to believe that he's there, even if you can't hear him. So that was really the point. You got to know that when God is quiet, one, it's an opportunity for you to be strengthening your faith. Two, he's trying to see if you trust him. Three, he's probably working on it. And four, he's probably trying to give you time to say, you know what, calm down. Quiet yourself, and then come find me. So, I encourage you right now that if you feel like God is not moving in your life, please understand that he's there. You don't have to see him. You don't have to feel him. You just have to trust and believe he's there. And then at the proper time, you'll see that he was working the whole entire time.